Oh, hey, it's Showens. Welcome to the AfterSHOWens. Cute wordplay there, right? What can I say? I'm fucking brilliant. So, what's going on? Oh, right. Yeah. Might help if I explain what's up. So, this is going to be the new solo project from yours truly. Why? Because apparently it's what you want to see. I get it. You can't get enough of me. Yeah, and the 33, it's getting a little crowded and my voice is getting drowned out somehow. So, how do we fix that? We fucking do this. This is going to be my space to get my thoughts out uninterrupted, a little quality alone time. Just us. So, what are we doing here? Well, it'll probably evolve or more likely go off the rails, but this is what I have in mind. Once the old 3-3 debuts every week, I'll sit down and reflect on what we did and give you some backstage opinions on how it went and what my reaction to the show might be. After that, maybe I'll give you some personal suggestions on movies and music, not reviews, just my recommendations. Trust me, I have quite a list and I wouldn't mind letting you in on it. I think maybe we'll do some chatting about like things I'm doing, places I'm going, maybe even touch on things that got skipped during Geek Pod. Finally, I think we'll wrap it up with my recommendation is something you guys really need to check out. It might be a business or an attraction or something. Who knows, really, but it'll always be something really fucking cool. You can count on that. But let's keep this fluid. After this comes out, I want you to do me a favor. Talk to me. Tell me if you're digging this. Tell me what works for you and what doesn't. I need to know what you want to talk about. Tell me what gets you sweaty. All right, enough of this episode 0 shit. You want to start the show or what? Geek Pod Recap. Paul was away and the boys will play. Discussions included the Marvel Champions card game, the British Open, horror trivia, Marvel's Echo series, the amount of hours wasted on Stranger Things, and Hugh bitching about James Cameron, bitching about the audience. So what do I have to add? Just a little bit. First, an observation. Wasn't on the show this past week. That's a fact. You almost couldn't tell though, could you? I mean, my fingerprints were all over the episode. All my beats were there. In other news, weekly topic, wisdom nuggets. Hell, Hugh even tried to snipe my style. Horribly, I might add. Like Jack said, he came off looking like Chef from South Park. Hello there, children. So it just confirms that GeekPod just doesn't exist without me. Whether I'm there or not, I'm still the star of the show. The bright, shining star at the center of the GeekPod universe, I guess. Moving on. As for the Marvel card game, that sounds awesome. Kev slayed it as usual. Corch Corbs seems like he's really hitting his stride with his sports reports. While I miss his movie reviews, it seems like he's having a good time slinging the sports talk. Jack's questions this week. Got to clear some things up for the kid. Never once in the actual movie is there a mention of Josh. That was in the original script and got changed quickly. The screenwriter for Friday the 13th, Victor Miller, realized that Josh is just too nice of a name. Josh isn't a homicidal maniac. He's your bro that'll down like 37 beers and still make it home in one piece. And the second question, Jack, buddy, stick to your guns. Don't let Hugh bully you into second guessing yourself. Yes, the first American horror movie was indeed Frankenstein, and it was silent. In 1910, Edison Studios, yes, that Edison, adapted Frankenstein to the screen. Director J. Cyril Dawley deliberately downplayed the horrific aspects of the story and focused on the mystical and psychological elements of the popular 1818 novel. Yet, the macabre nature of its source material made the film synonymous with the horror film genre. And I guess I should weigh in on that weekly topic, huh? What's the best thing about Paul not being on the show? I guess I'd have to say it was experiencing All Elite Wrestling live for the first time ever, but more on that after the jump. Let's move on to my first ever flick pick. This is something fun for us to kick around. Not a full review by any means, just my recommendation for you. A movie that I just abso-fucking-lutely love, and I think it's one you need to experience at least once in your life. Yes, some of these have been discussed on the 3-3 before. Yes, I may have talked at length about some of these on multiple episodes. Too fucking bad. It's my show. Do what I want. Okay, here goes. Flick pick, Jurassic Park, made in 1993 based on the book of the same name by Michael Crichton. It's the story of a gruff paleontologist, Dr. Alan Goddamn Grant, touring an almost complete theme park on a secluded island in Central America that is tasked with protecting a couple of kids after a power failure causes the park's clone dinosaurs to run loose. The special effects were and still are fucking amazing. They still hold up today, almost 30 years later. I love this movie. Have loved it ever since I first experienced it in theaters opening weekend. The realism of the dinos, the mounting tension, I still get goosebumps during the water cup scene. You know the one I'm talking about. But, a little parched. I need a drink. I'll be right back. Stick with me.
The 4th annual Sci-Fi Horror Fest is coming to Vernon Downs Casino and Hotel in Vernon, New York on August 26th and 27th. Sci-Fi Horror Fest is a family-friendly event featuring fun activities including Horror Tracks Live Movie Riff, Gaming with Geeks, haircuts from the demon barber himself, Sweeney Todd, vendors, paranormal investigation groups, and a media area with an eclectic group of podcast personalities. Exciting guests include special FX artist Craig Lindbergh, Scream Queens Genevieve Rossi and Lena Senna, and headline guests include CJ Graham, Richard Masser, David Howard Thornton, Grim from Grimm's Horror Show, Brandon Tenold from Brandon Tenold Cult Movie Reviews, Peter Gashik, the Sin Masochist, and Cecil Tretchenberg of Good Bad Flicks. For more information and to purchase tickets, go to www.sci-fi-horrorfest.com. Sci-Fi Horror Fest is currently looking for volunteers. This is your chance to be a part of the fun. Please note, details of the event are subject to change due to any last issues with COVID-19.
Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a key back issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore, located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking. Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics. Come join us at the first annual Wellsboro Comic Con, August 13th and 14th, where you'll find classic comic creativity wrapped in retro rural charm. This multi-venue town festival will have fun for the whole family. Meet special guests like Roy Thomas, co-creator of Wolverine, Ghost Rider, The Vision, Ultron, and more. Regina Conroy, artist for Disney and storyboards for this summer's movie, Paws of Fury. DC and Marvel artist, Koi Pham. Video and fantasy artist, Dean Kotz. Check out vendors, the cosplay costume contest, workshops, speakers, gaming, crafts, and much more. Act now and purchase one of the first 2,000 tickets and receive a swag bag, including a free autograph from Roy Thomas, a limited edition t-shirt and enamel pin, and a copy of X-Men Legends #1, featuring a brand new Wolverine tale by Roy Thomas himself. Are you a vendor or artist and would like to participate? Reach out to us now. Spaces are still available, but very limited. For more information, check out wellsborocomiccon.com or visit Pop's Culture Shop online at popscultureshop.com. Oh, hey, you stuck around. Cool. Okay, so I said I'd talk about AEW. Here goes. For my dad's birthday this year, I got tickets for me, him, and the kids to attend the July 6th edition of the weekly televised AEW Dynamite. This one was live from the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester. It'd be the first time experiencing AEW for any of us in the kids' very first live pro wrestling experience ever. The plan was to get out of work a bit early on that Wednesday and drive down for the show. Well, plans changed. I found out a few days before, I think it was on the 3rd, that the news broke that Danhausen would be doing an in-store meet and greet at Heroes Hideout in Eastview Mall, also in Rochester. That was the evening before the show, Tuesday the 5th. So now, if you don't know, Danhausen is one of the most entertaining guys in pro wrestling today. Take a look. His shtick is that he's, and I'm quoting here, a demonic interdimensional entity who is very rich, very powerful, very evil. He uses comedy to draw people in and distract them from his nefarious intents. He seeks world domination and celebrity status. He will infect your mind and bend your will to fit his needs. And while this all sounds quite sinister, it's all in good fun. He's a cartoon character in a human world brought to life by a Detroit native who really isn't that different from his fans. Similar to the Elvira Mistress of the Dark character, Danhausen is inspired by horror, but is not a horror character. He successfully blended genres to create something unique. In his own words, Danhausen is Conan O'Brien if he was possessed by a demon. That's pretty accurate, actually. And he's one of our favorites. Me and the girls love that Danhausen. So naturally, I formulated a plan. I was going to surprise them with a chance to meet him. And it was awesome. He's such a nice guy. Took time with the kids, really made it memorable for them. He took pics with all of us and autographed photos for us. Check out mine. Look close. Yeah, that says Geek Podhausen. Ran into our good buddy Sal Otero there and got to catch up with him. Teaser alert, expect a collab with the Art Sensei in the near future. Also, while hanging out in line, news broke that right before the show, the next night, there was an opportunity for a meet and greet with our other favorite AEW wrestler. I said AEW, yes. That's a Danhausen thing as well. But our other favorite AEW wrestler is Orange Cassidy. What are the odds? How the hell did we get so lucky? Don't know, but I was not about to miss the opportunity. You're going to notice a trend here. We don't really follow the typical roided out meathead style guys like your Hulksters or your Cenas. Those guys are cool and all, but my family gravitates more towards the unique wrestlers like the previously mentioned Danhausen and now my boy OC. Orange Cassidy is a gifted acrobatic wrestler, but you have to look deep to see it. See, OC is a bit of, okay, he's a slacker. A lazy, Fonzie-esque, too cool for this shit kind of guy. He comes to the ring in his denim jacket and aviator glasses, doesn't waste any time in the ring before sliding his hands into his pockets, and don't get me started on his devastating soft kicks. Then he delivers in slow motion, but the crowd plays it up like they were the biggest fucking move ever. All to the bewilderment and annoyance of his opponents. He's really fun to watch, and we were getting to meet him. Fuck yes. Once again, super solid guy. Stayed in character the whole time, but still made the kids feel special. Kylie in particular got a great photo with him. Check it out. Gotta love the eye roll. And then there's the show itself. Holy shit. We definitely got our money's worth. The show began at 7 o'clock, a full hour before the TV show aired for the rest of the country. That first hour was a selection of matches that would be taped and released on AEW Dark Elevation on Monday, the 11th. Then we got the full 2 hours of Dynamite, which had an amazing lineup of matches. And once that ended, they taped the full hour of AEW Rampage, the show that aired on Friday, the 8th. It was a long night, but completely worth it. Okay, enough about wrestling. Let's move it along to Spin It Up. Once again, not a review, not a music critic by any means. I just know what some cool-ass music is. Just my recommendation of an album that fucking rocks. Boom. So without further ado, Spin It Up. Pearl Jam, 10. The very first release from Pearl Jam, released on August 27th, 1991. This is a fucking banger from start to finish. All 11 tracks are so fucking good. There is nothing to skip over on 10. It sets the tone with the slow buildup of Once and revs to life through Even Flow and Alive, my personal favorite. It ebbs and flows between quick, angry rock and slow, meditative vibes throughout the album, until it comes to rest with a haunting melody of Release to close out the experience. I must have gone through like 5 copies of this album in the physical media days, between cassette tapes and then onto CDs. Now it's digital and I can't kill it, but I try. I listened to it so much. From the moment I first heard Jeremy, I was a Pearl Jam fan, and I still count them as my absolute favorite band to this day. They've evolved over the years, but in my opinion, they're still one of the best in the industry. You can't go wrong with my dude Eddie Vedder and his bros. Damn, look at the time. Let's take a break and finish this thing up, yeah? Stick with me.
The 4th annual Sci-Fi Horror Fest is coming to Vernon Downs Casino and Hotel in Vernon, New York on August 26th and 27th. Sci-Fi Horror Fest is a family-friendly event featuring fun activities including Horror Tracks Live Movie Riff, Gaming with Geeks, haircuts from the demon barber himself, Sweeney Todd, vendors, paranormal investigation groups, and a media area with an eclectic group of podcast personalities. Exciting guests include special FX artist Craig Lindberg, Scream Queens Genevieve Rossi and Lena Senna, and headline guests include CJ Graham, Richard Masser, David Howard Thornton, Grim from Grimm's Horror Show, Brandon Tenold from Brandon Tenold's Cult Movie Reviews, Peter Gashik, the Sin Masochist, and Cecil Tretchenberg of Good Bad Flicks. For more information and to purchase tickets, go to www.sci-fi-horrorfest.com. Sci-Fi Horror Fest is currently looking for volunteers. This is your chance to be a part of the fun. Please note, details of the event are subject to change due to any last issues with COVID-19.
Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a key back issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore, located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking. Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics. Come join us at the first annual Wellsboro Comic Con, August 13th and 14th, where you'll find classic comic creativity wrapped in retro rural charm. This multi-venue town festival will have fun for the whole family. Meet special guests like Roy Thomas, co-creator of Wolverine, Ghost Rider, The Vision, Ultron, and more. Regina Conroy, artist for Disney and storyboards for this summer's movie, Oz of Fury. DC and Marvel artist, Koi Pham. Video and fantasy artist, Dean Kotz. Check out vendors, the cosplay costume contest, workshops, speakers, gaming, crafts, and much more. Act now and purchase one of the first 2,000 tickets and receive a swag bag, including a free autograph from Roy Thomas, a limited edition t-shirt and enamel pin, and a copy of X-Men Legends #1, featuring a brand new Wolverine tale by Roy Thomas himself. Are you a vendor or artist that would like to participate? Reach out to us now. Spaces are still available, but very limited. For more information, check out WellsboroComicCon.com or visit Pop's Culture Shop online at popscultureshop.com.
Welcome back. Okay, so you know I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. Everybody knows that. And on that same day that I was celebrating my pop's birthday watching AEW, something else huge was happening. The world premiere of the first trailer for Clerks 3. Hell yeah. I've been waiting for this. Been so freaking super excited to get a glimpse at any of the footage, and it's finally here, man. I sat down in front of my monitor, prepared myself. You should have seen my reactions to it. Well, you know what? Wait a minute. You can. Check this out.
That's how we did it in the 90s, son!
Can't catch my breath, man.
Really? Should I try mouth stuff?
What is this, a Tinder date? Get off of me. Oh, shit.
Mr. Dante!
I need an ambulance at the quick stop!
Saved my life, man. Wish I had a life worth saving.
What are you talking about?
Sit around and watch the same movies over and over.
I always thought you could have made a cool movie.
You're right. I'm living on borrowed time. No more watching movies.
I'm gonna make a movie!
What's the movie gonna be about?
It's about him working here.
Meta.
Everything in the script is something either me or someone I know said.
I'm not even supposed to be here today. Maybe Jay and Silent Bob could be characters.
Jay and Silent Bob are like C-3PO and R2-D2. They've been here since the first movie, which was the last time they were cool. But they've been with the franchise so long, they still give them cameos and put them on the lunchboxes.
Snifty Booches! Please tell me
I believe in you.
You should put in that stuff you used to say about the Death Star contractors.
Get sued by Disney? No way.
Now that's what I call acting!
Take off your pants.
What the hell is this?
I added a scene where you get shot.
I'm not letting you kill me off in the third act. What if there's a sequel?
A sequel? What am I, a hack?
I think it needs more weed.
Okay, so let's go over the trailer. The opening shot takes us back to the RST video. That's the one that's next to the quick stop, but now apparently became RST THC. Recreational cannabis use was legalized in New Jersey, which means maybe Jay and Silent Bob no longer have to peddle their wares on the sidewalk. Could the boys have finally gone legit and opened their own dispensary? Maybe. We'll find out in September. There are a few fun little Easter eggs here, though, like the Nails vape pen sign referencing Nails cigarettes from Clerks, and the ad for Chuli's gum, which notoriously sent a rep into the quick stop in Clerks to convince people to buy more gum. The signage outside of RST might have changed, but the Clerks are apparently still playing hockey games on the roof during business hours, just like in Clerks. There's even a line of customers waiting to get into the store and buy cigarettes or groceries, but the guys are too busy slapping the puck around and notice. I did notice they all have matching jerseys with the Quick Stop logo on them, so maybe they're just practicing and have actually joined a local street hockey league or something. That or they just really, really love their rooftop games. Jay comments, "That's how we did it in the 90s, son," which is fucking perfect because the opening feels like a complete throwback. Love it. All right. So next up, here's where shit gets serious. Randall seems to be having trouble breathing. And when he comments on it to Elias, who now works at the Quick Stop with them after the events of Clerks 2, Elias offered to do mouth stuff. It's a pretty massive change from a guy who used to believe he couldn't kiss his girlfriend because of the mouth troll Listerfiend. The hell has happened to Elias in the last 16 years? In a heart-wrenching, scary scene, Randall collapses and Dante ends up running out of the back room calling 911. After Randall's scare, we see Elias and a new friend putting up a sign outside of the Quick Stop, reminiscent of the one Dante put up when kids jammed gum in the locks and he couldn't get the gates open. Instead of "I assure you we're open," the sign reads, "I assure you he's alive." That's a pretty good way to let everyone know Randall's okay, and it's certainly on brand. Kevin Smith took some of Clerks 3 from his own life, and Randall's heart attack mirrors the Widowmaker that Smith suffered on stage while filming his first stand-up special. Dante is thrilled that his best friend is still kicking, but Randall realized that he wants to have something to live for, a life worth waking up to. He complains about the repetition in their lives and watching the same old movies, and Dante points out that he always thought Randall would have made a great movie. Randall loves the idea of making those movies so much that he leaps out of his hospital bed and yanks off some of the monitoring equipment he's attached to. The heart rate monitors go fucking nuts, and he clutches at his chest before realizing he's fine, just no longer plugged in. Elias asks Dante what Randall's movie is going to be about, and Dante says, it's about him working here. Elias, dressed in a shirt with a demon that says forked tongue and accompanied by a friend in an upside-down cross t-shirt, has clearly gone full goth. For the record, I'm digging it. He says that Randall making the movie about himself and working as a clerk is meta, but it's also meta because Smith made the first Clerks about working as a clerk while he was also working at the Quick Stop as a clerk. In a way, it's meta about being meta. Meta squared? Everything in this script is something either me or someone I know said, Randall explains, which sounds an awful lot like Smith's original take on Clerks back in '94. We see Randall looking at old photos, including quite a few from the original Clerks and Clerks 2. This movie feels like it's going to be nostalgic for the past while looking towards a new future, which makes a lot of sense given Smith's own new lease on life. The next clip is a cast and call montage for Randall's movie, which is exciting because the cast and call sequence in Smith's underloved Zach and Miri Make a Porno is pure joy. There will probably be quite a few weird line deliveries and some awkward special talents people show in order to get attention, but it would all be wildly funny. Elias's hand gesture combined with those insane boots is pure for perfection also. Clearly, Elias has become something of an artiste. Speaking of artistes, it looks like Kev has called in a few famous faces to appear in the fake auditions for his fictional movie within a movie. Among them, Fred Armisen, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and old pal Ben Affleck. There's probably lots of cameos because Smith has worked with a shit ton of people by now, and people don't seem to mind spending a day on one of his sets for some goofy fun. Armisen is the most fresh one, having only recently appeared in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. When told that Jay and Silent Bob could be in his movie, Randall gives the perfect reply. Jay and Silent Bob are like C3PO and R2D2. They've been here since the first movie, which was the last time they were cool, but they've been with the franchise so long, they still give them cameos and put them on the lunchboxes. Jay and Bob, for their part, don't seem to mind, strolling around the corner with what looks like branded blunt wraps or vapes and a whole lot of swagger. Jay manages to throw in a snoochie boochies for good measure. There's a quick shot of Randall directing and blowing out everyone's eardrums with a bullhorn. Some of the costumes here are quite interesting. Elias and his friend look absolutely wild. Has he gone goth for real? Who knows? The only certain thing is that Dante's face here is fucking priceless. Randall's movie, Inconvenience, is of course in black and white, just like the original Clerks. And we see Jay holding a slate before one of their scenes. Silent Bob is apparently the camera operator, and there are some fun Easter eggs hidden on both the slate and in the background, including movie cereal and Canadian Cheerios called Cheery A's with a maple leaf instead of a heart on the box. These imported from A to Z, maybe? Looks like Randall is recreating the salsa shark moment from Clerks, where he moves the tortilla chip around in a jar of salsa while singing the Jaws theme. Dante's lying in the freezer behind Jay, looking positively perturbed at being there on his day off, even without his face appearing. At the end of Clerks 2, Dante proposed to Becky, his manager at the movie's fast food restaurant. She found out she was pregnant after they had one wild night together on the prep station and ended up getting married. Dante seems to have gotten his life he really always wanted. He likes running the Quick Stop, he has a wife who loves him and probably brings him lasagna at work, and he has a kid somewhere that we haven't seen yet. Seems happy, and Becky looks great. I believe in you, we hear her say, and honestly, who wouldn't want to hear that shit from Rosario Dawson? Jay and Bob dance with some folks dressed in movies uniforms with someone in a movie's costume. There's also a quick throwback reference to Randall's jokes about contractors on the Death Star, and he tells Dante that he does not want to get sued by Disney. Elias and his friend are either auditioning for a role in Randall's movie, and it involves marionette puppetry. There's a mouse and 3 birds, and Elias is really fucking into it. There are a couple of quick shots of silliness in the hospital, including Amy Sedaris dressed like a witch visiting Randall, and Justin Long in scrubs saying, "Take off your pants." Then we have Jay running down the hallway like an idiot with a fucking COVID mask over his face. The whole thing is set to Lit's My Own Worst Enemy, a huge hit from '99, and it's perfect. We're briefly back in black and white, and there's a man pointing a gun straight at the camera. Dante isn't having it. I'm not letting you kill me off in the third act. What if there's a sequel? Randall apparently wrote a scene where Dante gets shot, mirroring the original ending of Clerks, in which Dante is shot and killed by a man robbing the store. Smith was convinced to cut the ending and changed it to one in which Dante lives, which is a damn good thing, because with the original ending, no Clerks 2, no Clerks 3. Hell, who knows if we would have got any more view askew. Anyway, so Randall's response to Dante's worry about sequels is perfection, selling the meta comedy of it all and letting us know that Smith's laughing at himself too. Randall retorts, "A sequel? What am I, a hack?" And the camera cuts directly to Smith as Silent Bob, who closes his eyes and points in agreement at Randall. Looks like there's still going to be some silly stoner humor because there's a tiny post-title shot of Jay and Bob with the world's biggest fucking joint. And Jay thinks it needs more weed. Honestly, it's fucking impressive. Okay. So, you know exactly what I thought about the trailer. It's fucking amazing. I'm so hyped for September 13th. Tickets already purchased. Know what I'm wearing. Done and done. Okay. So, here is the final recommendation of the show. Something I like to call Check It. This is a space for something or somewhere cool that you can just try out. You've got to try out. You simply have to try these things out. All these are somewhere I've been or something I've tried and loved. And our first one is Bagelicious. It's more than a bagel shop. It's a breakfast and brunch restaurant, and the food is amazing. Listen to me, because I'm going to read an excerpt from their about section because I couldn't have said it any better. Ready? Bagelicious is a specialty breakfast and lunch shop known for homegrown, fresh-baked bagels. What's a homegrown bagel, you ask? Their one-of-a-kind bagels are hand-formed and oven-baked on a daily basis, then topped with the freshest ingredients, including local farm-fresh eggs. Fresh and local are two key components of this restaurant, and that's why they are proud to say that their delicious dishes are homegrown and baked fresh. Since Jennifer Holslagle and Jerome Wicker took partnership of Bagelicious, they, along with the rest of their team, including most of their family, have been trying out new flavors, techniques, and new menu items to keep hungry customers coming back for more of their delicious bagels. At Bagelicious, breakfast isn't a meal, but rather a state of mind, and that is why they serve it all day. But bagels aren't just for morning. Stop by for lunch, grab a handcrafted sandwich, and hashtag bite the bagel anytime. And I can't say it enough. Everything there is great. My personal favorite is the Salt City breakfast sandwich. I do it plain cream cheese and bacon on a plain toasted bagel. Look at it. Look at that deliciousness. Whew. Getting me a little sweaty over here. And I think that is the sign to finish this thing off. So, I'm going to leave you with my dad joke of the week. What is the least spoken language in the world? Sign language. All right, girls, send them home.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.